Hey guys, thanks for watching our season finale, Fruit Flies.
Fruit fly. The slang term for fag hag.
So this episode is full of true stories and quotes.
Love the shoes, love the shirt, love the face.
So we're just going to focus on a few stories today because already this episode is kind of a cluster. So first, meet this week's guest.
I don't think you have to start from the very beginning?
No, not the very beginning.
We already did this once, but turns out the camera was off the whole time.
Sarah, say hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Amy's sister Meg.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Not wearing any pants.
You remember Mary. Okay, I'm filming right now, so I have to...
Oh, yeah!
So everyone, meet Kevin Hager in case we missed that.
Cat hair.
Oh my God. Kevin, I have self-care issues.
That's what we have in common. But isn't it my therapist that told me I have self-care issues? And then I was like, maybe you have self-care
And then I was like, you guys, I have self-care issues. I'm on the pill for it.
Thank you, Dr. Stoll.
Doing an interview with Mary, and she was like, when was the last time you got your hair cut?
I wonder when is the last time Amy got her haircut.
Because if it was the time that I was with you, I'm very upset.
A year ago.
Do you know if I don't get my hair cut in a month, I look like a mole person on the sides?
Kevin was involved in not one but two of the stories we've featured in the episode.
Probably like 8.
Well, most of the gay stories that I tell do involve you.
I was a hot mess 4 years before you were.
It's definitely hereditary. Like, we got it from Mom. Weren't we all in Vegas one time and all three of us lost our cell phones at the same casino?
Meg, I can't wait to meet you. It's probably literally a cat just flew by me.
I am the character of Jim.
Jim made his hot mess debut in Fruit Flies.
I mean, I just came out. I've always been gay.
I'm so pale. Look at this. I really should have gone out for Twilight.
You and I had met. You were a baby, and you just recently come out to everybody, right?
He's JV Squad. He just became gay.
I was living with my brother at the time and I was not out to my brother. I've always been a bad gay and I'm still kind of a bad gay.
All of your lines were based on Matt Meyer except the Elaine Page line. I actually made that pun.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. And by that, I mean Elaine Page.
You know, you can cut the silence with a knife.
Okay,
My favorite line is,
I am usually afraid of drag queens and clowns.
I'm afraid of drag queens and clowns.
You resemble neither.
And you look like neither. I am definitely afraid of drag queens. In Denver Pride one year, you persuaded me to get over my fear of drag queens by making me hand out hot mess stickers and sticking them on the drag queen's chest.
Girl-rilla marketing.
I looked up at this woman and I said, I have to tell you, I'm terrified of drag queens. She goes, honey, it's all heels and hair.
All you want, if there's no one home and you're not gonna reach my tail, let's go.
Okay, so Kevin and I went to high school together, and Kevin's actually how I met Phil, who
Do you have these sparkly ones in blue?
plays Tara Hyman in the episode. They went to KU together.
Hey, Napoleon, what's up?
I also want to take a minute and talk about the group that you saw singing at part of the B-roll. A collection of talented folks called Mama Rice and Friends, run by Xavier Rice,
Now you've listened to my story.
who performed in the Bosom Buddies act.
Who else but a bosom buddy?
With Phil not playing Tara Hyman anymore, but playing B. Arthur.
Miss B. Arthur.
We meant to include all this exposition in the episode, and so I wanted you to have it. Mama Rice and Friends, I can't plug you enough. They're a hilarious good time, wonderful addition to this episode.
We applaud you.
So the story of being called a drag queen was Meg's story.
You were a man for a second.
This was a year after I'd had my first child, so it was the first time I was really stepping out. I'd lost some weight, I've got my formal gown on that I bought at Saks Fifth Avenue, had this crazy feathery thing in my
The
hair.
feather might have been what sold you, Meg.
Gloss him all night long, baby. He's still gonna be a man.
Yeah, I was 5'9", I was wearing heels. Someone had already said to me earlier in the evening,
Now, that's fantastic.
I thought you were a man because you were so tall as well. And we laughed it off, funny. Then later on, we were at a gay bar. And so I just wanted to put some lipstick on. So I just walked into one of the bathrooms. All of a sudden, I hear this teeny tiny voice say, wow, for a man, she's really pretty. And I
Only because you look so amazing.
And I turn and I look, and there's this teeny tiny Asian man wearing nothing but a Speedo. And I don't know why my first thought was to chase him. I took 3 steps in his direction, and he turned and bolted.
Sorry, honey, but for a man, you look fabulous.
So I went back to my table of friends and told them my story, to which I got no sympathy at all. And
Jim, do I look like a man in drag?
I think the feather and the rhinestones didn't help.
Maybe you thought you were a man.
The first story involved also our friend Georgia. We all went to a bar in the West Village.
I think it was Monster.
It was basement
which I
area.
would never go to now, but I didn't live here.
And they have a basement area where there are go-go dancers. They're go-go boys.
Yes, but like with just little... washcloths.
They're naked. They're wearing shoes, I think, but they just hold a washcloth.
That would be unsanitary.
Okay, and George and I sincerely asked if they're wearing thongs under the washcloth.
Does he have a thong on underneath?
Go ask him.
But Georgia got a bee in her bonnet that she was going to go find out. She was like, I'm just going to go ask them.
I know you're working, but I have an important question for you.
Or like he brought her up on the platform.
Oh, he brought her up there. Are you
in my mind, like the music stopped. I don't think that actually happened, but in my mind it was like, everyone's talking, there's music, Georgia gets up on the platform.
Come closer.
He just lifts it up to show her.
But her reaction was just like,
oh God.
Stone face.
Well, it's nothing to write home about. Which she's also from Kansas, so for that we have to give her some...
We still write letters, that's what she's saying.
Okay, thank you for explaining my joke to my followers. I appreciate that. My
followers?
All 4 of them.
I'm sorry you didn't realize I was sitting here with Ava Perot. You do the rest of the interview like this. Oh, I love that you go for the Patti LuPone, Avita.
I don't...
Like the classic. No one ever said I didn't bring the gay.
Go-Go Boy shows back up and he's fully dressed.
Yeah.
Where'd you run off to? We're just getting to know each other.
He would like to talk to Georgia because apparently he's straight. You're straight?
Every time I've been to a gay bar with a straight girl, she goes home with a bartender.
No comment? No, but the Go-Go Boy did follow Georgia around the bar for a while.
Straight go-go dancer who flashed his penis at me, chasing me.
Like, we couldn't really lose him. We had to ultimately leave the bar.
Out.
Gotta go right now.
Like shady tricks in the night.
Can I get your number?
Oh, I remember vividly a night when I was at Down the Hatch.
Oh. Buckles.
And I started telling, like, the guys were talking about some girl at the bar who, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna talk to her, blah, blah. I was like, one of you don't, I am. I'm gonna go talk to her. Her name was Krista.
I'm Kate.
We totally hit it off.
Oh my God, I'm a fruit fly too.
And then she started making out with me. Weird period in my, am I a lesbian? Because I do think women are attractive.
Your hair smells like cinnamon and coconuts. I want to eat it.
Then I'm like, wait, does she think I'm going home with her? I should let her know the truth.
I get drunk and I forget I'm straight.
And I've had someone be like, oh, really? You're not a lesbian? Totally thought you were a lesbian.
You have great hair, though. I'm sure you're gonna be just fine. I'm so sorry.
Or I've also had someone be like, yeah, no shit, you're not a lesbian. I wasn't hitting on you anyway.
We got into this gay club.
2 or 3 story gay club in Denver. But it was May and they just opened their roof and...
It was like gay Easter.
Yeah, Jesus came.
Jesus came and then all the gay clubs opened.
But I ended up by myself up on the patio and you were dancing and Chad was like getting a drink.
You got hijacked.
Come with me.
This large woman kind of starts talking to me and...
You seem uncomfortable.
Like says that I was from Montana.
You're from Montana, aren't you?
And she was from Montana too.
I'm from Two Dog.
And it was very weird.
Oh yeah, well, this just isn't my scene.
I was very uncomfortable. I think she had a wolf t-shirt on. Yeah, that you'd buy at a gas station in Wyoming.
Your chakras seem out of balance.
I didn't know how to get away and like, so uncomfortable. And I didn't know what to do. Because you were whipping your hair back and forth.
So the drag queen story was my sister's, but the being shoved to the ground in the middle of the dance floor was actually my story. I was at the club with Matt who'd gotten kidnapped and under the best of drunken circumstances, I fancy myself like a fly girl from In Living Color. And I will whip my hair around with no shame.
Hair is real and I can whip it around like...
Apparently I was pelting this little person in the face when he was right sort of at that level, and he decided his best course of action would be to just take me out. And he just like shrugged and looked at his friend. Her hair was hitting me in the face. Here's a fun behind-the-scenes tidbit. We got a bunch of extras there by telling them that we would give them free drinks, and we got permission to pour some alcohol ourselves upstairs where we were shooting, yada yada whatever. So we had 2 bottles of bottom shelf vodka, and I had these big pitchers that we were gonna mix with like a powdered like Kool-Aid-y type thing to make this really weird, disgusting punch. It's pretty classy. And I was thinking like 1 bottle per batch, right? And that won't be too strong. And then I look over and I see the 2 people in charge of it pouring both bottles into the same batch at the top of the evening. I was like, that's bad. I can no longer fix this problem. I'm gonna go figure out how to make fake vomit with yogurt and granola. Flash forward to an incredibly drunk cast 3 or 4 hours later and a bunch of drunk extras that were just like... And Jim, actually, fitting for his first day on set, was one of the drunkest. I paid you in, like, basement level booze.
I feel like I remember more. Jesus Christ, I don't know what's happening with Linus.
And in a slight little after party I was having with him, Jim disappeared into the bathroom and didn't reemerge for 45 minutes.
Was it really 45 minutes?
And when he did, he was wearing makeup he'd found in there, and the sink was no longer attached to the wall.
You're just giving everything away.
We're still walking off that walk of shame.
Well, I'm off to jail after this. So.
The most important one involved Kevin and I and our friend Chris. And it seems to be whenever we're together and we're out with him, just way too much alcohol is consumed.
And I just downloaded this new Power Hour.
And he introduced us to something called a Power Hour.
Power Hour?
I don't think I'd ever heard of a power hour at this.
Power Hour.
It's a file you download that's 60 minutes long and
Music, every minute the song changes and you do a shot of beer.
yeah, it's kind of like musical chairs but in reverse. But we don't drink beer. We didn't at the time. Like, I think we should do with screwdrivers. I have vodka.
Is it safe to do with vodka?
We did it. We totally did it.
I did it for like 10 minutes.
There's only one way to find out.
This trooper powered through.
I am a goal-oriented person.
So we wheeled her downtown.
So we go downtown to Splash, Musical Mondays, which we called Song and Dance Sundays at Vlada, where we shot the episode, which is also a pretty famous gay bar. And we love them. They were very nice and sweet to us, and God love that woman. Vlada von Schatz, who owns Vlada. It's named after her. It is.
Von Schatz.
And we had to go talk to her ex-husband, who owned a bar called the Russian Samovar, and court him by drinking a lot of his vodka at his, because he's also Russian, at his bar, in order for him to introduce us to Vlada so we could shoot at her bar.
Sometimes, though, I think there's like a straight line to what you need, and then you and Sherry are like, here's how we're gonna get there.
His main piece of advice, God love that man, he's very sweet, is we showed him like a promo video, and he's like, I think more people will watch your show if you show your breasts.
From Russia with love.
If you have sex on your show on the internet, more people will watch it.
I think my mouth is too big. No, it's the right size.
Okay, so they take my drunk ass downtown, and the first thing we do is go to the bar at Musical Mondays.
Hey, hold on. Can I get for you?
The bartenders don't wear any clothes, they just wear their underwear.
Is it a violation of health code to serve food or drink without pants on?
And shoes.
Those could be considered tiny pants.
And he said he liked my glasses.
I like her glasses.
My drink was free.
Your drinks are always free.
Well, because you pay for them most of the time.
And you're like a cute girl.
I pay for many a beer.
Your energy is slightly needy in like a cute way.
I can't find my purse, or my debit card, or my savings.
Okay, he's straight and into you.
We find out that he's straight, and then I
Smoking hot, abs for days.
You were like, work this.
Work this.
You guys left me there to engage with my new friend.
But if you're straight, why the gay bar?
Honestly, they treat you better.
Fascinating.
We didn't leave her at the bar. We just went to go sing show tune.
ABBA is fun.
Cats, at least, is based on T.S. Eliot.
I was hanging out with my friend for a while. He suggested that we go for a stroll to a more private location, and
Okay, when you say stroll, I imagine like a Victorian lady with her like parasol.
That I greatly esteem him.
I was gonna run to the little boys' room in a minute. Care to join me?
That's not what happened.
that's how I felt.
Jane Austen's timeless classic.
It's hard for me to say this because for fear of who might watch it.
Okay, I love that you have a whole web series about like
I know, I'm
the
such a hypocrite.
horrible mistakes you've made. But this is the line.
Editing that footage, I was cringing the whole time. There's actually close-ups of me like making like these kind of faces. No, not using those. Not using those. So we were technically in a men's bathroom. Making out, and then I was informed that my motor skills were not up to this.
Did he say that or you said
No,
that?
he said that. He goes, babe, I don't think your motor...
I think your motor skills are up to this.
Yeah.
No one's ever said that to me.
And I had lost my glasses. So I stumble outside.
Maybe I'm just gonna need some fresh air.
It was all very hazy. I remember being on all fours and like looking at the curb and being like, oh, it's yellow. And then just puking on it. This like bitchy gay comes up to me and he's like, girl, who are you here with? Who did this to you? And I'm,
Chad and Bobby, they're by the piano.
Chris and Kevin.
Meanwhile, Chris and I were in the bar after a very rough few moments. The Musical Mondays, they end every night with And I'm Telling You from Dreamgirls. And everyone like screams out the song. Got really excited for the final few notes.
There's no way I can...
Jennifer Holliday does like a arm. I hit someone in the side, hit someone's table, spun around, and knocked over a four-top.
Kicking, you got her so drunk. Don't you want that?
Filled with drinks from the night. Oh, a four-top that four people were standing around. I just knocked it over. Drinks. And I remember just like a force taking my arm, and it was Chris. He's like, come with me, honey.
We're gonna go now.
We're standing by the bar. He's trying to get me water. And some mean queen comes up.
And you got her so drunk.
Are you Chris or are you Kevin? As you're a loud vomiter, turns out. Like this little like foyer area, and like before we were out the like external doors, we could hear the like guttural, like.
Oh no! I puked like a freight train.
It's like the gays smoking just sort of around you, like watching the sad girl in the gutter. But then I remember I went back inside and I knew that I was supposed to like not be seen because of what happened. So I like sat down under someone's table. Like, we had to stop. Oh yeah, you puked in the cab.
I puked on the outside of
And
the
he
cab.
was screaming at us.
He wanted $100 to clean the exterior of his cab, and I was like, dude, it's gonna rain. And the only thing you need to know is for the button on the episode, when I threw up at the cop's feet, I did that on a second date one time after an ambitious birthday party. Second date, you guys. Quite the catch. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Well, that's all for this very complicated talking mess and season 2. Season 3 starts in just 6 short weeks. Hot Mess will be back on March 5th to start our 3rd season. Biggest ever. We've got new cast members. With an episode called Whiskey Sour. Crazy locations, some really fun stuff. Stories we collected from all over the country. It's going to be a great time. Be sure to subscribe and tell your friends. Follow and lead the charge.